Before unfortunately passing away in 2019, Juice WRLD used to record at least 5 to 10 songs every single day. With the crazy ability to freestyle platinum hits in just minutes, it's no surprise that he had, quote, over 3,000 unreleased songs at the time of his death. However, the question is, how many songs will and honestly should we as fans get to hear? After frustration with the label and Lil Bibby over managing Juice's posthumous music, as we're about to see, many fans have taken matters into their own hands. As of 2023, the Juice WRLD community has now spent over $1 million purchasing leaked songs through the process of group buys on Discord, something Bibby says only delays the next album even longer.
You know, it's a bit disrespectful to him, honestly, you know, to leak his music like that.
Every major artist in the world deals with the ongoing issue of leaked music. However, not only is Juice WRLD the highest priced artist when it comes to group buys, as well as the 4th most streamed rapper in the entire world, but then you add the fact that he's no longer with us and his work is now left in the hands of the label, it has truly turned into a never-ending battle. Literally, some Juice WRLD leaks are selling for over $20K for a single song. The most common way these leaks are sold is through group buys on Discord. Once a leaker has stolen an unreleased song by various techniques which we'll see in a second, they then begin the process of selling the track off for often very large amounts of money. The sale works like this. After initial discussions begin on forums such as leak.cx, the leaker will then post the unreleased song in a Discord server. The song has a set price as well as maybe a quick snippet to prove it's legit, and then fans all chip in until that price is reached. They raise the money and the leaker sends them the track, giving listeners that feeling of exclusivity by being one of the select people in the world who have that song. Eventually though, the roles reverse and one of the buyers will decide they want to sell the song for some easy cash. Thus, the cycle repeats and the song keeps spreading.
They work hand in hand together to make selling unreleased music extremely easy.
The highest priced artist right now is Juice WRLD. One 17-year-old leaker told Vice, "I guess Juice group buys have a cult following." Today, almost every single Juice WRLD leaked song sells for at least $10,000, with fans paying these crazy prices despite still the chance it could one day release. Such as like what happened with the Lucid Dreams remix, which dropped less than a week after fans raised $15,000 to buy the leak. $15K for rental? Juice's producer and good friend DJ Scheme posted after one of the most popular leaks sold, "Y'all trippin', it's a shame the way some people treat his music. Hey, whoever leaking my shit, I hope you make enough money to pay for your hospital bill when we find you," Juice tweeted back in 2019.
You know, I understand they loved him, they loved his music, but it's just a proper way to do it. You know, leaked music is not necessarily cleaned up music, it's just, you know, it's leaked, it's not finished. You know, it's a bit disrespectful to him, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just music, another leaker argues. We're all going to die one day, we might as well have beautiful music. While yes, leaked songs do mean more music for us fans to listen to, which is even more significant here with an artist who's passed away, the other side of this war is, as one Reddit user describes, group buys are literally filling hackers' pockets off the stolen art of a dead man. But despite Juice WRLD being the most popular rapper in the leaked community, thousands of other artists are also faced with this massive issue, including Playboi Carti, Lil Uzi Vert, and Trippie Redd to name a few.
And this has been a big thing. Like, they have been hacking and leaking like crazy. Like, at least my last 2-3 albums, I don't know how they do it.
So, how do they even do it? Here in 2023, the #1 way leaked songs get out is through a technique known as SIM swaps. These leaks are happening from SIM swaps. One of the hottest producers in the game, Benny X, explains, "People are paying employees who work at phone stores to log into your account and switch service from your SIM card to another phone. All they need is your phone number to do this. And oftentimes there's not even any money involved. Hackers will just call your phone's mobile carrier and pretend to be you, claiming you either lost your phone's SIM card or damaged it and need a new one. For those who don't know, a SIM card is a tiny portable memory chip that must be inserted into a smartphone for you to call and text. So then, after convincing the customer service rep to activate a new SIM card which is in possession of the hacker, they are now in full control of your phone and everything on it."
The bottom line is that if I can convince the customer service rep on the phone that I am you, they'll switch the phone number over to my phone. Or maybe I pay an insider to make the switch for me. The weakest link in this whole chain is the customer service rep, and since they're usually not highly trained nor well paid, they're an easy target.
SIM swapping is really a huge issue for a lot of reasons. However, it's definitely not the only way these unreleased songs escape. You get a lot of music through hacking emails. You get into an email account, filter through emails that have attachments, and then you'll find songs because they all send songs via email. And most of the time, it's not even the actual artists' accounts that these leakers target. Using SIM swaps, phishing emails, and password hacking, these leakers are able to steal songs from the accounts of producers and engineers, as well as artist friends and people in their camp that they send songs to. Then in more rare cases like the whole Forza situation with Uzi, which I've already made a video about, sometimes you'll see producers sell songs to leakers themselves for quick money if they know the track will never release, like how even Murda Beats admitted to with the Migos.
I used to leak the Migos music.
Did you really? On purpose?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
If they weren't gonna use the song, I would just drop it on my SoundCloud and the blogs would pick it up.
As an artist though, nobody likes when their work is stolen and released without their consent. Years of recording and planning can literally all be altered in an instant thanks to leaks. Especially when you're someone like Young Nudie who saw 172 of his songs leak in a single day. But despite artists and producers' increased efforts through steps like no longer using online file sharing platforms such as Dropbox, exporting session files immediately after recording, and requiring unfamiliar engineers and friends to delete their copies of songs, today it is still basically impossible to prevent leaks.
You know, it's unfortunate that shit happens, but it happens, and you just gotta prevent it from happening. Even if that means carrying a hard drive around, telling motherfuckers to delete that shit off their computer when you done recording, wherever you recording. Especially if you a big artist, people, they'll smile in your face as soon as you leave, sell all your shit.
But while the actual process of leaking music is no simple task, getting the leaks removed offline is arguably even more difficult for labels. Following Juice WRLD's unfortunate overdose on the morning of December 8th, 2019, all of his music was then left in the hands of his label and management Grade A Productions, more specifically Lil Bibby. After going broke as a rapper, fellow Chicago native Lil Bibby would launch his record label Grade A Productions in 2017 alongside his brother G Money. Then one day after G Money played him this local artist's new single titled Lucid Dreams, to which Bibby called the best song he'd heard in 10 years, Bibby immediately knew he needed to sign this future star.
Ask any artist, man, they gonna tell you the same shit I'm saying. He the best recording artist I ever seen in my life, man. So I knew what I had, you know what I'm saying?
Juice WRLD would become the first artist to sign to Lil Bibby's Grade A label in 2018 in a joint record deal with Interscope, followed by another future star, 15-year-old The Kid Laroi, just a year later. But Lil Bibby was right by Juice WRLD's side throughout all of his come-up and rise to fame, and thus was then left with the very tough responsibility of managing his music after he passed in 2019.
So I let them do it. So my involvement is, I give the thumbs up, but, Bibby does what Bibby does. He picks the songs, he puts everything together. He does such an awesome job.
However, as we're about to see, today a lot of fans would strongly disagree. Remember that collab between Juice WRLD and XXXTentacion that was supposed to drop last year? Like the rest of the now estimated 1,000 other unreleased Juice songs, this track would leak only 3 weeks after being teased. And once they heard the leak, fans realized this was clearly not a real collab and had been put together by the label as an obvious cash grab, combining an unfinished X-verse with Juice's song Inner Peace. All of this backlash from fans would then lead to the label deciding to cancel its release, delete the picture, and never mention the track ever again. At first though, I think the majority of fans would say that Bibby did do a good job with the release of Juice's third album, Legends Never Die, in 2020, seeing as it's now one of the most successful posthumous albums of all time. And then came Fighting Demons a year later. Both of these projects contained a mix of both unheard as well as leaked songs as his team tried their best to make everyone happy. But along with lower reviews and in my opinion overall quality, Fighting Demons was also when we saw this battle of fans versus Lil Bibby significantly ramp up. To celebrate what would have been Juice WRLD's 23rd birthday in December of 2021, his team released the album single Wandered to LA. However, if you haven't already noticed this common theme here, no matter what Lil Bibby does, he can never please every single fan. Wandered to LA was first previewed on Instagram Live back in 2018 and instantly became a fan favorite grail for years. But when Bibby finally listened to the fans and gave them what he thought they wanted, a lot of fans were disappointed because not only had Justin Bieber been added as a feature, but the song's beat and overall vibe had also been totally changed from the snippet.
But only for one of us. I wandered to LA, hoping to explore.
While it's possible that was just a demo, this is what Bieber's go-to producer had to say about the song. "I know the label wanted to get Justin on the song with Juice and that was the one they had. It was already a song and then Justin went and wrote his verse and wanted to switch the production up. He asked me to make it more to where it makes sense for him to be part of the track." As you could guess, many fans were upset that they had changed the song from how Juice had originally made it. Of course though, the OG version has also since leaked for people who prefer the original. Not only do we see cases like this quite often where a label adds a big name feature to a song that would have never worked together if the artist was alive, but this is also just one example of the label changing Juice's songs for various reasons. From similar situations like The Weeknd added to Smile, Lil Yachty's verse removed from Feline for some reason, different Juice verses being cut that were heard in OG leaks like Wishing Well or Rockstar in his Prime, to then even the smallest tweaks to songs such as Burn. After leaking in 2020, Burn was another very popular fan favorite which would go on to be the opening track for Fighting Demons. However, some fans still complained, pointing out these 3 little gunshot sounds which had been added on the hook.
Burn, 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 burn.
Then you have fans who complain about the mixing of songs sounding different than what they're used to, despite the fact that what they had previously heard was probably either a rough version of the track or just a short snippet recorded through a cell phone. "Biscotti in the Air is weak, I don't know why y'all want it so bad," said Bibby about one of the biggest still unreleased leaks. "Y'all want it because you heard 15 seconds of it." Fans did have a point though with the mixing of Feline, because interestingly enough, Juice's team could not find the original file for the song, and knowing how bad fans wanted this one, they basically ended up doing surgery on a leaked version so they could drop it on the album. As they do other artists, Lil Bibby has stated multiple times now that leaked songs only delay albums even longer, to the point where he's actually threatened canceling this next Juice WRLD release. No party this year, F the hackers. Managing anyone's stuff who's passed away is by no means an easy task. However, it's even more difficult when that person was one of the biggest rappers in the world with an extremely loyal fanbase. People say we don't put out enough music, but then they say we do it for the money. The truth is, no matter how you go about handling posthumous music, there will always be people who complain. "Damn, just let the man rest, it's been 3 years, one fan argued. Bibby is killing Juice's legacy by letting his name fade and not dropping grills. It truly is a constant fight of balancing what's morally right as well as what the artist would have actually wanted.
If he didn't want this song to come out, like it wouldn't even have been a thing. Like, you know, I had this song in the can for 5 years. This is like the only Juice WRLD song that hasn't leaked. He wanted this video to happen, like literally. And
he loved this song.
He loved this song, and we talked about this video. Like if he was still alive, you know, this song and video would have been out.
Yeah.
While we've seen other cases like Mac Miller and Nipsey Hussle's whose teams have basically not released anything that wasn't already planned before they passed, unfortunately we've also seen labels like XXXTentacion and Pop Smokes that have honestly been milking their names dry, with Ja on drums as a perfect example, even to the point where X's label has really considered using AI to make more songs.
I have in my will that if I die, they can't put no f***ing post out.
But according to Lil Bibby, not only is this next Juice WRLD album, The Party Never Ends, going to be mostly handled by Juice's close engineer Max Lord, it's also apparently going to be Juice WRLD's last album ever released. Personally though, I think this is a good thing. And while it will be interesting to see which fan favorite leaks make it onto this final project, by the time it actually drops there'll be countless more Juice WRLD songs being sold online. It's getting to the point where y'all are leaking sessions now, that shit crazy, said Bibby. It is definitely crazy that people are fiending for new Juice content so hard that they're also leaking entire recording sessions, but I won't lie, it's super interesting to hear Juice actually craft these platinum hits in just minutes.
Off of these drugs, I feel wasted. Hey, look at all the time I wasted. And that's the hook right there, I ain't gonna lie.
Regardless of whichever side you're on between Lil Bibby and Juice WRLD's team versus the fans in the leaked community, the truth is this battle will go on forever. No matter what the label decides to do, they simply will never please every single fan. However, I do think that every single fan can recognize and appreciate this, the true talent of Juice WRLD gone way too soon.